Hello. Is it happening? Hold on. Am I live? Oh, hello. Hello. Thank you for joining. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'll let people find their way in before we get started. If anyone's memory serves, I am not the most talented at live streams, so please bear with me. And okay, that's a great amount of people. So hi everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. If you know why we're here, then you know why we're here. But if you don't, today is a very special day. We are going to be joined by an incredible guest. Her name is Monique Melton. She is a brilliant woman and a fantastic anti-racism educator, author, international speaker, podcast host. She's truly doing it all. She's also just an incredible woman, compassionate, very funny, and super generous, as we're going to see today, because she is very graciously giving us her time today. She's going to be joining us, and she's going to be telling us a little bit about her work and also about the Pursue Black Liberation 21-Day Challenge. That is, the next round is starting again on February 1st, but you can join anytime. And I'll be joining, and I hope you'll be joining with me, and she's going to come on and she's going to talk to us about it. So let me check. I think she's going to request to join. Okay, and I hope this works. My Wi-Fi. Okay. Did it not? Oh, hello.
Hello.
So good to see you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for that wonderful, warm welcome. I was like, oh, thank you so much. That was so sweet.
Oh, I mean, of course, you're incredible. And I so appreciate you being here and giving us your time today. I know you're incredibly busy. You're always doing amazing stuff. But everyone, so shall I turn off the comments?
The comments are very distracting.
Let's
Maybe if we do questions, let's do comments if we do questions.
Okay, let's turn off the comments real quick.
I need my little stand, but I don't know where it is. Who knows where it is? I put a little sequence on for you today.
Thank you so much, and they're pink sequins too.
Yeah.
So we're hitting all the.
Really took it there. I'm
a little plainer. Okay, comments are off so we can all focus in, everybody. Okay, well, welcome. I already tried for a little intro, but for everyone just joining, if you wouldn't mind telling everyone who you are and a little bit about the work that you do.
Lovely. I would love to. That's like the news folks say. Oh, thank you for that. Now, so hey y'all, hey. A lot of you probably don't know who I am, and you're meeting me for the first time. So hello to you. I am Monique Melton, and like I tell folks, first and foremost, always and forever, from the inside out, from the bottom to the top, I am a whole human being, okay? And so the work that I do in the world is centered around all about committed to Black liberation. I'm the founder of the Shine Bright School, where we have a number of learning resources. I know, Cree, you've taken several learning resources, classes, courses where you can understand and learn and build a practice of anti-racism in your pursuit of Black liberation. And I'm an author. I don't do as much speaking these days because of the pandemic, but I guess I'm speaking all the time. But you know what I mean. And then I have two beautiful children. I'm married to my high school sweetheart. We've been together forever. And I'm also the host of the Shine Brighter Together podcast. So, lots of free time, not really a lot going on,
Yeah. And you are also the creator of the Pursue Black Liberation 21-Day Challenge, which is starting again very soon. So could you please tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yes. You're such a lovely interviewer. I just feel so grateful.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you got notes again? This is not our first time, right? I appreciate the preparedness, okay? I honor that, okay? So the Pursue Black Liberation Challenge, that's what we're talking about. I created that in 2020, and it really came from a place of wanting to put together a very practical, tangible resource that folks could use to stay or start the work, because we know in the summer of 2020, what I like to call the pseudo white awakening, you had a lot of folks, you know, claiming that they really want to be doing this work, and then it fizzled out so quickly. And so I wanted to give folks something that was very practical, very easy to get your hands on and put into action. And that's what the 21-day challenge is. And, I was hesitant around calling it a 21-day challenge because, that can feel a lot of things. And Black liberation is an ongoing daily practice. It's not something that you can fit into a 21-day challenge, but it's really about building the practice of doing this work on a daily basis and then continuing on. Because the truth is, the way the challenge is designed, you can do that stuff in that challenge every single day. Like, there are things in that challenge you could be doing every single day, but it's about building that practice even when you don't necessarily think you can do something, or people don't understand how much you actually can be doing with what you have, where you are in the world. That could be really making a big difference. I don't think people understand that, and the challenge gives folks that opportunity to see that for themselves and for their own community. The challenge is very local community based, so it's just really empowering, I believe, because folks can understand like this work can actually be lived out. It doesn't have to be something that we just talk about. It's something that we can actually do. So that's a little bit about it.
Yes, 100%. And it is, I was just going to say, super practical and very local based in your community, your schools, your state or county or what have you. Do you let me know, do you have time for some questions to expand
I
on it?
do have time for some questions. I got my water, so
Perfect.
I'm ready. Okay, I'm going to sip.
Well, I did want to make sure to bring up because, and then so you've spoken about in some of your classes and more recently too about individualism and toxic individualism and how white supremacy sort of thrives off of a lack of genuine community. Because I mean, community and guidance and accountability is so really important and necessary to actually commit and do the work effectively. And I wanted to bring that up so that we could bring up the incredible community on Patreon, which is so important also for joining this challenge. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that community aspect to the work, and then also about the Patreon community.
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you for bringing that up. Because I believe that the idea that you are a just single person out here in this world all on your own, needing to figure things out without the assistance or support of others, and that then becomes like this badge that you wear, is such a falsehood. It is such a dehumanizing blow to what we really are hardwired for. We are hardwired for community. Now, that doesn't mean that everyone needs the same type of connections and such, but we do need community. And because this work is so challenging, the work is very confusing sometimes. It can feel scary, it can feel overwhelming, it can feel uncomfortable, it can feel all these things. Because of that, it's beyond crucial to do this work in community, because you can have folks that can encourage you, that you can hold each other accountable, that can support you, that can help connect you to something that you need so that you can keep moving forward, and also to remind you what you're working towards. Because sometimes you can feel really isolated in doing the work and feel like you don't really know anyone, or everyone around you seems to be involved in other things, like I'm the only one. So being in community with people who are also pursuing Black liberation and committing to this work can be so encouraging and motivating to stay the course. So we have a community on Patreon. Folks can join at any amount, so starting at $1. And it's a place where we're going to be doing check-ins with the challenge each week for 3 weeks. Folks can join us live. We're going to be on Zoom. We're going to talk about the challenge, share what's coming up for folks. And again, it's so like energizing to be on a, I mean, it's online, but it's still energizing to see other people and to hear other people and to read what other people are saying, because it's like, oh wow, I'm not the only one. And it's like it's really energizing. And we have that in Patreon. It's the Shine Brighter Together community. And in the community every week we have prompts, and I read. I don't really engage a ton because the community isn't about centering me. It's more as much as it is about centering, connecting folks and building community. I don't want to be the center of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the folks are really supportive of one another. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's people share all kinds of things, and people are just so encouraging and supportive. So it's a really beautiful place, and I'm really excited about it because folks who are showing up in the community are sharing about their progress and the things that they're doing for Black liberation, which inspires other folks. And ultimately, that's being felt in the Black community. And that's what we want. And we want it to extend beyond just what you're learning, but it should be in practice so that it is felt by us. And
Right.
that's really rewarding to see when people share about those things and talk about that. It's like, yes, we're making the connection. So thank you for mentioning. I forgot to mention the Patreon community. So thank you
No,
for that.
it is a really beautiful, respectful, encouraging place. I'm in there, guys. Join the community. I'll be there. We can chat. It's just a place of encouragement and
It
accountability.
is.
And then after some of Monique's other classes, this is a great place to chat through and check in about that, which I all think you should take as well. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, definitely wanted to make sure to highlight that community aspect of it because yeah, this is the third round of this.
This is the third semi-annual. We did our last round was on Juneteenth.
Right.
So this is our third semi-annual, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I know everyone who signs up won't go through the whole thing, right? Like I know that, but even the folks who maybe only do day one or get to day 10, knowing that there are folks who are learning about this stuff and are working to put this stuff in practice is exciting because again, these are the things that are going to be felt or can be felt in the Black community, and that is just that's really rewarding to know that I'm creating work that can make that type of impact.
Absolutely. And if people viewing or starting with this challenger are newer to the anti-racism journey, are there any specific courses or replays or classes of yours that you would recommend people maybe get started with?
Yeah, that's great. So depending on where people are in terms of like age and budget, so all of everything is for 18 years of age and older.
Yes.
Now there's tons of things online that are not, so you can go find those things. But all of my material is intended for 18 years of age of older, and we have things at various different price points, and that's very intentional. So there's two ways to do the challenge. You can do the Shine class, which is the Black Liberation Shine class, where it's $47. It includes a mini workshop or
Mm-hmm.
mini lecture, and then it includes the challenge information, like it's a workbook, and it includes a couple other workbooks, one for Black History Month and a guide for parents. So it's a really like packed. It's great. I love that. That it includes all that. But then we created the Black Liberation course that includes some of our anti-racism classes to help people who are just getting started in the work lay a foundation. And so it includes all the stuff that the Black Liberation Shine class has and the anti-racism 101 and 102 classes, so folks can lay a foundation and get involved in that. If you're someone who's like, I can't afford either of those, if you want to have an understanding of at least what anti-racism is, what does it look like, I have two really cool podcast episodes that you can listen to and get a start, you know? And so we have something to help folks at different budget points. But what I do know is that more people than not have the resources to invest in something monetarily. Then and that is a thing that needs to be acknowledged, because I think one of the things people try to say is like, oh, I can't afford it, I can't afford it. And I think that's true for many people, but I don't think it's true for as many folks who say it is so. It just becomes another excuse,
Mm-hmm.
especially when there's so many free resources too,
Right.
is there, so it's like, okay, well, if you can't afford that, what free things are you looking into? And it's like, well, I don't have time, so which one is it? So that we have those options, but I would suggest for anyone who's just getting started or have never taken a class, like a anti-racism, specific to anti-racism class, start with the one-on-one crash course. Start with that. um, it's packed with a lot of, you're gonna be taking notes or reading the transcripts and highlighting it or whatever. But that's what I would suggest. Start in those places.
Absolutely. Thank you. Um, yes, it's an incredible replay. That was the first class that I started with, was that replay.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay. Did you
Um,
come live or did you get the replay
it
of it?
it had already happened, so it was the replay. I
Okay.
came to the 102 live though.
Okay. Okay.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. The 102. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The 101 crash course. It's probably the most popular course that I
Yeah.
have to date. I think so.
Yeah, it lays a really incredible, strong foundation, and it's very into definitions, so you have the right language. And I mean, I don't need to tell you, but yeah, it's brilliant, and it is a great place to start. And so you can find this challenges on your website, which is it?
Yep, you can find it on my bio link. You'll find it there. You can find it on
Mhm.
my website, moniquemelton.com.
Okay.
You can find it wherever you look. No, you can't find it wherever you look. But if you go on moniquemelton.com, or if you click on the bio, you'll see it. Or Shine Bright School. It's places. It's many places, but you'll find it. It's easy to find. It's easy. So you're doing it. Are you
Hmm.
doing it with any friends or family this time?
Yes, I am. I'm inviting friends and family.
Oh, nice. Did you, when you did it the first time, did anybody do it with you or did you do it solo?
First time I did it solo, and it was interesting because I did it in Los Angeles, which is where I spend most of my year.
Oh,
And then
okay.
the last time and this time, I'm back in my hometown in New York. And because it is all so local, it is really interesting because it's completely different organizations you're looking at, school systems and districts and things. So yeah, it's been really interesting to do the challenge at home.
That's so cool. Yeah, I've heard a couple of people say, when I did it the first time, I was living in this place, but now I'm
Yeah.
living here, so I'm gonna do it again because it is so local based.
Yeah.
It's a really cool way to dive into your local community. I think that's super cool. I'm really curious too to see what things are different. Yes, from your like community, but also like because of the pandemic. I'm wondering what new things might show up during the challenge. I'm curious to
Yeah.
hear what folks got to say.
Yeah. I feel like I noticed it a bit in some of the days focusing on local businesses.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, yeah,
what's open and what's not, and then even some ways to support businesses could be like financial safety nets for staff through pandemic was something that I found for some New York businesses. So yeah, it definitely does show up.
yeah. That's so good. The challenge is good. Sometimes when I create stuff, I'm like, girl, you are good. Like it's like the ancestors just giving it to me, and then I'm just putting it on the keyboard and typing it.
Yeah,
So
it is
yes,
good. It is brilliant, and it really does cover all the bases because in addition to getting involved with businesses and organizations and wealth and taking action like that, it's also there's a lot of really personal reflection questions and
yeah,
things to really question yourself in your life and apply it. It's that inside out framework that is a big part of
yes.
the whole
I do
eight-year
love
old.
the inside out framework.
Mm-hmm.
Framework. I feel like we need to bring you on as our PR because at this point you're just nailing it.
Thank you. I I want to make sure that we're covering all the
That's a
bases
lot
here.
of notes. What are on those notes? And it looks like small print too. What
It's
is going on with all the notes?
it's standard. Well, I wanted to make sure I had all your an intro that you'd prefer, and I was
I
listing all of
love
your
it.
amazing accomplishments and attributes. And then just, if we had time for some extra questions, we talked about the community on Patreon, individualism. Wanted to make sure to bring up where everyone could find it. And Do you actually, there's one more question here. Do you have time for
Please.
a fun question?
Yes.
Okay. It might
I'm
be
just like, this is beautiful.
it might be a little personal. It
Okay.
might be a little controversial. I don't know, but I saw you post a
Oh.
bit about it, and I just felt like maybe we're at a point where we could speak freely about this. What is your favorite song on the Encanto soundtrack?
I knew it wasn't gonna be serious. Um, oh, okay. I don't know. Oh, I wish I can get my daughter to help me with it. The one where she's talking about she's strong, but don't want to
Lisa,
be. Yeah,
Surface
I like
Pressure.
that one.
It's good. It's really good. I like it. I like it
I
as well.
like that one a lot.
I think mine is, I mean, I'm tempted to say We Don't Talk About Bruno, but that's a little basic. I think mine is
Predictable.
the opener. I think it's the Family Madrigal.
The opening is solid. I mean, all of the songs are really
Brilliant.
good. It's
Yeah.
really hard to pick. The opening is really. Now you make me want to watch it again just so I can go and listen to all the songs
Thank you.
again, or maybe there's probably a playlist or something. But it's the songs are really good. They're really good. But yeah, the one where she's like tick 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 dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, love. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
I dug it.
Yeah, I gotta learn the words. I'm gonna learn the words.
I knew exactly what you're talking. I knew the point in the song. You got it down. All good.
Yeah, the song is, I'm like, oh, I know who that person is in my family. I need to send her this song.
Right. It's so insightful and deep. I mean, I mean, it's Lynn, so I'm not Lynn Manuel, so I'm not surprised. But
It's good.
yeah,
It's good.
we loved
It's
it in
good
this
stuff.
household, so I just felt like I had to ask just to be sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we had to really clear that out and make sure that folks knew where I stood.
I
That's
thought so
that's
too.
that's a good question. That's a really good question.
Um,
My turn. I want to ask a question.
oh yeah, please.
Tell us something really cool you're feeling excited about in your world.
Oh, anything related to anything?
Anything.
Something really cool that I'm excited about. I I mean, it's kind of, I have it right here. I
What?
um I like candles, and there's one specific candle that reminds me of the last time my sister and I were living in the same room. So I
Aw.
makes me feel better. Um, and I was having trouble lighting it because it's very deep, and with matches, I'm always scared of hurting my fingers. So my mom got me this very cool lighter.
Don't fall.
It's really long and it extends and it's flexible
Oh.
and it's battery powered, so it just lights like this. And it's
I
one of the
need that.
better things I have going for me right now. So I just really,
I need that. Can you message me later
I
where to get that?
absolutely will. I absolutely will.
Because I love lighting candles, but
Yeah.
sometimes a similar situation happens. And we have one, but it goes out so much. So that seems cool.
Yeah. It's battery powered. I mean, it's not battery powered. You charge it. Um, I'm excited about it. I'll definitely let you know.
Please let me know. Please let me know. Should we ask folks if they have a couple questions?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I'm going to open the comments back up. And if anybody has questions for Monique, please throw them out. Please be respectful, everyone.
Oh, there goes
Let's.
my husband. He's gonna be up in here flirting with me. Chris, there's probably some kids in here. Don't you have a kind of young audience? What would you say?
I mean, I'm 19 now, so but there are some young folks on here. So yes, if anyone has questions about the challenge or how to get started that you wanted to throw out, that would be great. I don't
Yeah, I don't.
any.
Yeah, any questions or folks maybe want to share a takeaway,
Mm-hmm.
something they're feeling excited. Anybody want to share something you're feeling excited about right now in your world? I know with everything going on, things can feel kind of bleak, but even if it's just something simple like I'm excited about my new comforter or
Mm-hmm.
the
Or
strawberry shortcake.
yeah, strawberry shortcake. or your favorite song on the Encanto soundtrack. We'd love your insight. Um, okay.
I think I see any comments yet. I see
Let's
a lot
see.
of.
Love the lighter. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, the
Um,
letter we might have to do. Do you do like I don't know, like your favorite things or share about like stuff that like that, like stuff you love on your platform? Do you do
Not
that?
often. I don't get incredibly personal on here.
Yeah,
But maybe
that's
I should a
cool.
little
I
more.
respect that. I respect that. You got to do what feels right for
Yeah.
you. You know, and if you want to twerk on Instagram and show people that you still got it, you're young. So
Just starting to get it.
yeah, 19. At 19, I was engaged to get married to Chris.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and we got married when I was 20. So,
Could you say the
yeah.
cute um saying that you say about getting
Oh,
feel
yeah. So we met in weightlifting class and we've been spotting each other ever since.
I love it. It's very cute.
He really did used to spot me when I did squats. Um, so it's it is really true. So, but it doesn't look like we have any questions. Thank y'all for. Did you have any last questions you wanted to ask me? Not last questions, like this is my last meal or something. But
I am seeing one question here if you have
you
time.
see a
It says
question? What
it's
is your
asking if
question?
you could talk a little bit more about your podcast and if you had any advice for any other people wanting to start a
Where you
podcast.
see that question, that girl?
It's up a little higher.
Okay, well I'm glad you saw it. Look, it's teamwork, teamwork, baby. You got some fans here. Okay, so all right, I'm starting to see some comments. Um, what was I? Oh, the podcast. Yeah, the podcast is really cool. We have solo episodes with me. Cree, you should come on. You should come on my show. So we have solo episodes with me, and then I have really dynamic guests, and we talk about all sorts of things. Like we talked about boundaries. That episode, I don't know if you listened to it before. It's so good. Like when I was recording it with her, I'm like, well, we've had episodes about like body and like body liberation stuff. We've had like episodes about relationships, like really, really phenomenal conversations with wonderful people. So the podcast is called Shine Brighter Together podcast. You can find it wherever you can find any podcast. Um, it got really popular in 2020 because folks were looking for anti-racism, and then the loyal folks kind of just stayed around because it was, you know, that real, real intense peak, and then pew, all the way down. So it is what it is. I'm still gonna wear sequins
I think you should.
as often as I can.
Um, well, thank you so much for answering that question. I don't know that I see any more. I'm very sorry if we missed you and you had one. Um,
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's just a lot of people saying they love you, how wonderful you are. Um, Someone saying hello from different parts of the world, which is cool. Um, Someone wants to know what time of year and what year did Cree start doing the challenge?
I started the challenge the first time around, which I believe was in the summer of
2020.
2020. And
Yeah.
then the next round happened 2021. And then the third round is happening February 1st. You can join at any time.
You can join at
But
any time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and it is self-paced, but if you want that community aspect, and I think you really should, I really encourage you to join me and the rest of the Shine Brighter community on Patreon so you can have those weekly check-ins. And they're live check-ins with you, yes?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Um,
this time we have a facilitator.
gotcha. Gotcha. Um, so yes, that's that.
If you're not in the U.S., anyone can do it. We have people all over the world who do the challenge. So the way that you do it is you go to the website and you can enroll in the Shine class. Black Liberation or the Black Liberation course.
Mm-hmm.
And each of those learning experiences include the workbook Pursue Black Liberation 21 Day Challenge. So the 21 Day Challenge is a PDF, a fillable PDF workbook that has 21 days worth of prompts and such for you to explore. And anyone, as long as you have access to Wi-Fi and you can get on the internet and you're 18 years of age or older and you have 47 bucks, or the bigger course is 247, can do it. Now, some folks are doing it with last year's workbook, which is
Mm-hmm.
totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
There have been some changes, but the changes haven't been to the challenge itself. We've just added some really cool things to it.
Gotcha.
So if you're somebody that's like, I already have it, do I need to buy the new one? Nope, you do not. But if you want the new one or you want to try something different, that's totally cool as well. So anyone in those situations can take part in it.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining and for giving us some of your questions. I really appreciate it. Monique, thank you so much for being here. It's always so lovely to see you and get a
Oh,
chance
you
to
are so
talk to you.
wonderful.
Everyone, thank you, everyone. Please go follow Monique at Mo Motivate. That's her page on here. Engage respectfully with her
Yeah,
page.
because I will
Hit
block
this.
you.
She will block you. Hit the start here highlight story for the community guidelines, and please follow them. And then also, please, I'm really going to strongly encourage you to join the Shine Brighter Together community on Patreon. I'm in there. It's a really beautiful, encouraging space. And then also, please be sure to sign up and join the Pursue Black Liberation 21 Day Challenge. It's in Monique's bio. It'll be in my bio and on my story every day, all 21 days. So
Oh, wow. Okay. You
and
know what? You are like, oh, girl, and we did not hire you for this. I appreciate your solidarity. I do. You don't. I'm gonna just say this for a second because, um, so you met me in 2020, right? Prior to
mm-hmm.
2020, you didn't know
Mm-hmm.
me, and obviously, you're a celebrity. You got a large platform. You got all this influence and such. You're probably one of, I don't know, a very few who's actually stayed very consistent and very like loyal and supportive and respectful of me. Now I don't know what you're doing with everybody else because I can't speak for that, but I can speak for myself. Just so I just want to tell you I appreciate it. It's felt and it is truly appreciated, and I think even more so as we continue to see such a decline in the white apathy really settling in, to see folks who are like, nope, I'm gonna stick with this. I think it's really good, especially considering the amount of influence you have. So it's like you're using the access and the influence that you have in a way that's not just centering, yourself and your needs, but really focusing on outward and in community. I think that's really great, especially to be so young too. I think that's really great.
Well, thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate all of those kind words. And I can only credit the teaching of incredible educators like yourself and so many others who I've been really grateful to learn from these past few years. So, thank
Love
you
it.
so much for
Thank
joining, for
you.
giving us
Thank
so
you.
much of your time. I know you have other lives to get to. So, once again, everyone, I mean, I'll be posting this live, so everything will be in the caption if you're not checking this out live of where to check everything out. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon.
You as well. Talk soon.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.